Ever feel like the world rewards the nice but remembers the strong? That success demands more than just good intentions? You're not wrong. 500 years ago, a man named Niccolò Machiavelli wrote a playbook on power, strategy, and human nature. It was considered ruthless, dangerous, and for those who understand it, it is utterly transformative. This isn't about being evil. This is about being effective. This is about cutting through your own weakness, the illusions of others, and forging the strongest version of yourself. Forget vague inspiration. Here are 12 ruthless rules inspired by Machiavelli to make you formidable. Machiavelli's cornerstone. Most people navigate life through a filter of hopes, fairy tales, and shoulds. People should be fair. Hard work should be rewarded. The strong, they strip this away. They study human nature in its raw form: envy, ambition, self-interest, loyalty, gratitude. They analyze situations without sugarcoating. Is your job actually a dead end? Is that friend subtly competing with you? Does your plan rely on everyone being kind? Wishful thinking is the greatest armor your enemies and your own failure wear. Your first duty is to become a ruthless realist. Diagnose the true problem, and only then can you apply the real solution. Rule 2. Fortune favors the bold, not the careful. Machiavelli wrote of Fortuna as a raging river. When it floods, it destroys everything. But if you anticipate it, you can build dams and channels to direct its power. He said Fortuna is a woman, and it is necessary, if you wish to master her, to conquer her by force. The metaphor is clear. Opportunity is not a gentle lady waiting to be politely asked. She rewards audacity, speed, and will. The strongest version of you isn't the one who avoids risk. It's the one who calculates risk and then strikes with decisive force. That business idea, that conversation, that leap you need to make, waiting for the perfect time is a prayer to the goddess of mediocrity. Be bold. Channel the flood. Rule 3. It is better to be feared than loved if you cannot be both. Misunderstood more than any other. This isn't about being a tyrant in your office or home. Fear here means respect, credibility, and consequence. Love is fickle. It changes with moods. But respect for your boundaries, your competence, and your willingness to enforce standards is durable. Do people take you seriously? Do they follow through because they value you, or because they know there will be a consequence if they don't? The strongest version of you commands respect through consistent action. Your word is law, to yourself first. You don't beg for loyalty. You cultivate it through strength and fairness, knowing that being seen as indispensable is more powerful than being seen as merely likable. Rule 4. Never touch the property of others. Ruthless pragmatism. Machiavelli observed that people will forgive the death of a father faster than the seizure of their inheritance. Why? Because threats to their security and property strike at the core of survival. For you, this rule expands. Don't steal credit. Don't covet your colleague's position through sabotage. Don't emotionally leech off others. The energy spent scheming to take what someone else's is energy multiplied, building what is uniquely yours. Become a creator, a builder, an earner. Your own foundation, built brick by brick, is unshakable. A thief is always weak, always looking over their shoulder. An architect is a king. Rule 5. The wise man does what the fool does, but earlier. Strength is proactive, not reactive. The fool reacts to crises. The wise person sees the shadow of the crisis long before it arrives and moves. Upgrade your skills before the layoff. Have the difficult conversation before resentment poisons a relationship. Save money before the emergency. Invest in health before the diagnosis. The strongest version of you is a strategist playing chess 3 moves ahead. Your power lies in your preparation. While others are drowning in the consequences of their ignorance, you are dry, prepared, and already seizing the next advantage. Rule 6. Keep your friends close and your enemies closer. Sentimentality is a weakness. This isn't about paranoia, but about supreme awareness. Your friends, you understand, but your enemies, your rivals, those who envy you, they hold crucial data. By observing them, you learn their tactics, their grievances, their tells. You're not absorbing their negativity, you're gathering intelligence. When you know what someone wants, you can predict what they'll do. This allows you to defend, counter, or even neutralize threats before they mature. Never drive an enemy to desperation in a corner. That's when they become
unpredictable and dangerous. Manage them, understand them, let them believe they are close while you see the entire board. Rule 7. The promise of force is often more powerful than its use. True strength is measured by restraint. The lion doesn't roar to hunt a rabbit. If everyone knows you are capable of decisive action, that you will walk away from a bad deal and a toxic relationship, defend your principles, you rarely have to. Your reputation becomes your shield. Escalation is a failure of strategy. The strongest version of you cultivates a quiet, undeniable competence. People should know, not from your threats, but from your demeanor and track record, that crossing you has a cost. This aura of latent power is infinitely more efficient and respectable than constantly having to prove it. Rule 8. Never let your self-worth be dictated by external praise or blame. Machiavelli knew that the crowd is fickle. They will cheer you today and tear you down tomorrow if it suits them. If your inner compass is calibrated to public opinion, you are a ship in a hurricane. The strongest version of you has an internal citadel. You know your worth, your mission, your standards. Praise is enjoyed but not needed. Criticism is considered but not definitive. You become unmanipulable. You can make tough, unpopular decisions because your validation comes from the alignment of your actions with your purpose, not from the fleeting applause of others. Rule 9. Adapt or be crushed. Machiavelli's fox and the lion. You need the strength of the lion to command respect, but the cunning of the fox to sense traps. The world changes, the market shifts, new technologies emerge. The person rigidly attached to one identity, one method, one plan will become obsolete. The strong are fluid. They are learners. They can pivot, adopt new skills, shed old skins. Does the situation require diplomacy? Be charming. Does it require a hard line? Be immovable. Your core purpose is iron, but your methods are water. Shape yourself to the container of reality. Rule 10. Master the art of strategic deception. Before you dismiss this, understand you already do this. You smile politely when you're bored. You project confidence in a job interview. This is about leveling up that awareness. You don't reveal your ultimate goal to every person you meet. You don't show your hand of cards to the table. You control the narrative. This isn't about lying maliciously, it's about strategic disclosure. You share what is beneficial, you withhold what is vulnerable, and you sometimes project a calculated image to achieve a necessary end. The strongest version of you understands that total, naive transparency is a gift to your competitors. Be honest in your dealings, but opaque in your strategy. Rule 11. Create a cult of achievement, not excuses. The world is a court that only judges by results. The strongest version of you banishes the language of excuses from your inner dialogue. I didn't have time becomes I didn't prioritize it. It was too hard becomes my approach was wrong. You take absolute ownership. Every outcome in your life is in some way a product of your decisions and actions. When you build this reputation as a person who gets things done, who transforms obstacles into stepping stones, people are drawn to you. Opportunities flow. You become a vortex of achievement. Your past results become the unshakable foundation for your future ambitions. Rule 12. The ultimate power is the power to walk away. This is the pinnacle. Machiavellian power isn't just about gaining things, it's about sovereignty. The power to walk away from a bad deal, a toxic partner, a soul-crushing job, a limiting belief. Most people are trapped because they fear the emptiness of the unknown more than the misery of the familiar. The strongest version of you cultivates that power daily, financially, emotionally, skill-wise. You build a life where you are there by choice, not by desperation. This freedom is your greatest leverage and your ultimate strength. No one can control what you are willing to leave behind. These rules are not for the faint of heart. They are for those tired of their own potential gathering dust. They are a call to abandon childish notions of how the world works and engage with it intelligently, powerfully, and deliberately. This isn't about becoming a villain. It's about refusing to be a victim of circumstance, of others, and most importantly, of your own former weak self. Machiavelli's end goal was not just power for its own sake, but effective action to secure one's destiny in a chaotic world. Your destiny is waiting, but it won't be handed to you. It must be seized, shaped, and defended. Start forging that stronger version of yourself.